Happening now, more than 100 world leaders are in the Big Apple. They're in New York City this morning for the 77th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Dre Clark is in New York with more on what to expect from this session. Good morning, Dre. Inflation off the bat will be one of the first things.
Yeah, no doubt that's going to be one of the big talking points at this year's gathering. But 157 heads of state, government leaders, and diplomats will be speaking at this year's United Nations General Assembly meeting, which will take place over the next 5 days or so. You know, this was a really big deal because this is one of the largest meetings to happen in years, certainly since the pandemic. Over the last 2 years, many of the world leaders who will be speaking this week elected to speak virtually online, but this year they were required to speak in person. The only person who can speak by video is Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky because his country is currently at war with Russia. In fact, Russia's invasion of Ukraine certainly will garner much of the conversations happening here at the UN this week. Many world leaders feel Russian President Vladimir Putin is straying away from diplomacy and alienating his country from the rest of the world. But it begs the question also, how much power and influence does the UN really have? Because Ukraine is a member of the UN, and yet that was not enough to stop Russia from invading Ukraine. But in general, there is a concern about the wellness of the world community. In fact, last week, the UN Secretary General said this: it is a time of great peril, also saying that geostrategic divides are the widest they have been since at least the Cold War. Translation: no one's really getting along at this point in time.